Grandpa and the Shadowpaw. In the 90s, I was a teenager full of dreams and a passion for the wilderness, inherited from my grandpa. He could have been a true mountain man if he hadn't met my grandma and settled down as an engineer. At work, he was an average-height man in a suit, but on weekends, he transformed into a survival machine. After retiring, I only knew the wild version of him. We hunted with my sister Martha and Mom, but Dad and Grandma couldn't stomach it. Grandma hated killing, and Dad was an awful shot. After Grandma passed, the family fell apart. My parents split bitterly, Martha got married, and Grandpa aged. I ran a small store where Grandpa worked, sitting in a rocking chair, regaling customers with stories. He was my best friend, living in an assisted living home, refusing to move in with me and my wife because of his tobacco, and I suspect a crush on a nurse. One visit, Grandpa was unusually cheerful. He'd been hiding a diagnosis, an inoperable brain tumor. I got angry, but he said at 84 it was his path to Grandma and Mom, who'd also passed. He asked for one last hunt for the Shadowpaw, a creature like a Wendigo but with shattered tracks, which he claimed had stalked him for years with a telepathic presence. The trip was hell. Grandpa with a cane, we took 5 days for a one-day hike. He told me about first seeing the creature when Mom was a teen. I thought it was the tumor talking, so I secretly disabled his rifle. At night, he woke me. "Can you smell it?" I couldn't, but he insisted the creature had a scent only some could detect. He went out, lit a fire, pulled a stolen pistol, and accused me of being the Shadowpaw, possessed. His hands shook, tears streamed. He demanded I prove I wasn't by shooting him. I realized it was a suicide plan. His Christian faith wouldn't let him do it himself. I dropped my rifle, stepped to hug him, and heard a noise. Grandpa yelled, "Get down!" and fired 3 times. It was a cougar creeping up. He hit it, but in its death throes, it slashed his throat. I shot it dead, but Grandpa bled out. He died in the woods, whispering about the Shadowpaw claiming him. I returned alone with his body. No taxidermy was made. The store closed amid scandal, and I still smell that scent in nightmares, wondering if the creature was real. No one's found mention of a Shadowpaw, and it haunts me in my dreams. The hike with friends and the cave trap. In the 90s, my friends Clara, Becky, and I were obsessed with wilderness hiking. We set out for a 2-day trip, parked on a dirt road, and found a cave hidden by vines. Becky photographed it, and we climbed inside. An old animal den with a fire pit and a musky smell. We decided to camp there to avoid setting up a tent. That night, a storm hit, and a rockslide blocked the entrance. Light barely filtered through a hole in the ceiling. We were trapped, hungry, and irritable, forced to relieve ourselves in a corner. Tensions erupted. Becky accused Clara of an affair with her boyfriend, Dan. Clara didn't deny it, instead humiliating Becky, saying she'd allowed Dan things Becky was too prudish for. They fought, clawing and screaming. Clara grabbed a rock. A gruff voice from above, a bearded mountain man named Jack, looking like a scarred, one-eyed Viking, yelled, threatening to skin us like a 500-pound bear. We explained our plight. He helped clear rocks from outside. But as Clara, the last to exit, climbed through, she slipped and fell, breaking her leg. The air was toxic. Becky refused to help, so Jack and I dragged her. Jack rode with us to town as I feared a fight in the car. At the clinic, Becky was treated for infection and dehydration and stayed overnight. Clara took a bus back to the city, but died in a crash on the way. Becky blamed me for letting her go. Our friendship shattered. Jack sent letters until he died of a heart attack a year later. Becky left Dan, but he stalked her, ruining her life. My son, named after Jack, hates the outdoors because of these memories, and we never speak of that hike. Just pain and loss remain. The hike with a maniac ex-boyfriend. I thought my boyfriend Rick was perfect, so I agreed to a deep woods hike despite not loving the outdoors. He bought tons of gear, compass, GPS, claiming he knew the forest like the back of his hand. We planned a short hike, a motel stay, then camping. The forest was stunning with autumn colors, but Rick got mad when I suggested painting instead of going deeper. He led, but we got lost. He wouldn't admit it, snapping when I pointed out the direction. The GPS was uncharged. He screamed, calling me a demanding idiot and the C word. Then he abandoned me, saying to find my own way, and stormed off. I headed back, recognizing landmarks, but heard branches snapping and a mocking redneck voice. "You're done for, girl, in our woods." Threats about skinning me followed. I ran, hid, and saw it was Rick, playing a sick prank as a maniac. I escaped to the car, ditched him at a diner, and blocked him. But he found me through friends, broke into my apartment, and attacked in a rage. I defended myself with a revolver, but the shot killed him. The police ruled it self-defense, but the trial destroyed my life. I lost my job, friends, and moved away. Rick died in the hospital. His family still blames me. I no longer paint or hike, just nightmares of that voice and blood on my hands.